Walpurgisnacht was known as the strongest witch within the original Madoka Magica series, wreaking havoc and destroying everything in its path before it was finally taken down in multiple timelines by Madoka after she made her wish. Very little is known about Walpurgisnacht in terms of origin, besides the fact that it is comprised of multiple witches. But aside from this, nothing is known about its purpose in the series and why it became so destructive, which has left many fans around the world to speculate just what Walpurgisnacht was as a magical girl, as well as what led to its fall into darkness and despair that would ultimately lead it into becoming the strongest witch in history, second only to Madoka's witch form. However, even though it's not made clear why Walpurgisnacht exists, there are many clues that can be found about it, and in this video, we're going to take what little information that is out there and speculate how Walpurgisnacht came to be. That's all coming up next, so stay tuned.
Hey, this is Mommy Sexual reporting for duty.
We have the power to do anything! Hoi hoi hoi, I got a dag nasty penis! Hey guys, this is Mommy Sexual, and I specialize in Madoka theories, discussions, and analysis videos. If you're into that, be sure to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you will stay notified the very moment I upload a video, cause the YouTube system is broken. So if you don't turn on notifications by hitting this bell, even if you subscribe to me, you may not see my videos when they're uploaded. So turning on notifications is the only way to ensure you see every video I upload to this channel. With that said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Now, Walpurgisnacht is a character I always found myself questioning as it relates to why she existed, especially since it was shown in the concept trailer that the beings referred to as fairies by Madoka looked almost identical to Walpurgisnacht's familiars, which signifies the witch having a possible connection to Madoka. And if that's not strange enough, Curry, who is the witch designer animator within the Madoka series, mentions that both Walpurgisnacht and Kirito Gretchen's silhouettes are supposed to make a pair, meaning these two were clearly created to be connected to each other in some way. However, the significance of this connection was made to be unknown from us within the series. There is also information left within the official production notes of the anime from Curry that further reveals Walpurgisnacht is meant to look like the upper half of a sand timer, while Kirito Gretchen looks like the lower half of one, which shows yet another connection between the two. Now, seeing as Walpurgisnacht does in fact have quite a few connections to Madoka, I believe the best way to speculate and figure out more about the witch and her origin is to put our focus on Madoka herself, and it's there I believe we'll start to uncover some possible answers regarding Walpurgisnacht. Now, my theory is that Walpurgisnacht before becoming a witch, meaning the Walpurgisnacht that existed as a single witch before connecting to multiple witches, was very similar, if not exactly the same as Madoka was before she made her wish to become a magical girl in Timeline 3. Now, what do I mean? And why do I think this? The reason that I say this is because when you think about the fact that after making her wish to become a magical girl in Timeline 3, Madoka created a connection between all magical girls in existence all across time and space, meaning the past, present, and future, and became a supposed god in the process. Now, if you look closely at Walpurgisnacht, it's been mentioned that Walpurgisnacht is actually a fusion of multiple witches coming together, which made it into the single witch we know as Walpurgisnacht. See the connection here? Madoka made a wish that connects her to magical girls everywhere, and while we may not know of the origin of Walpurgisnacht in terms of what she was like as a magical girl or the wish she made, we do know Walpurgisnacht is a witch literally comprised of multiple witches, meaning there is clearly something special about this witch, seeing as it can connect itself to other witches, therefore showcasing the connection it has to them. Based on all this, it's clear both Madoka and Walpurgisnacht are exactly the same in the idea of both being able to connect themselves in some ways to both witches and magical girls, which we know are one in the same. Actually, now that I think about it, you could also make the argument that Walpurgisnacht's familiars could be magical girls or perhaps former magical girls, given how similar they look, like the magical girl fairies that connect themselves to Madoka. No matter how you choose to look at the evidence, it all adds up to the same thing in that both Madoka and Walpurgisnacht are similar and have a connection to magical girls and witches respectively. Given how similar these two are, Walpurgisnacht must have attempted to make some type of wish to save and connect all magical girls together in a similar way to what Madoka did. Only unlike Madoka, Walpurgisnacht's wish must have failed in some way, and the result is her falling into despair, and whatever good she must have been able to do with her wish turned into curses as she descended into evil. Now the question is, what was Walpurgisnacht's wish and why did she end up turning into a witch? Well, I believe the best way to speculate on that is to study the real life person that Walpurgisnacht is based off of, and it's there we can try to look for clues to what Walpurgisnacht's wish could have been. The real life version that Walpurgisnacht is based off of is known as St Walpurgis. And the information I dug up on her mentions that she was a person who studied medicine and became a Christian missionary to Germany and converted many people to Christianity. The information also mentions that she found a monastery that became an education center for the teachings of this religion. This information regarding Walpurgisnacht's real life origin tells us one very important thing about her. Do you know what that is? Allow me to explain. Personally, I'm not a religious person, but you don't have to believe in any religion to understand that Walpurgisnacht as a human was clearly dedicated to the idea of helping people find some form of peace within their life, and was dedicated to doing as such since she was doing missionary work, which means she was dedicated enough to travel to different places in order to spread her belief of peace. So regardless of if you believe in religion or not, this was a person who had a noble goal of saving other people in her own way. Maybe based on this, Walpurgisnacht, before becoming a magical girl, made some type of wish to lead the revolution for uniting other magical girls together, meaning perhaps her goal was to save them all, uniting them in the process. Maybe her wish was something along the lines of, help the people learn the truth, or to take on the despair and grief of all magical girls in order to help them. Perhaps she somehow became enlightened to the idea of magical girls and the sacrifice they have to make for their wishes, and attempted to travel across the world to warn everyone of their fate in becoming a magical girl. Or maybe before becoming a magical girl, her goal was to unite humanity and help them find peace, since she was a person who in real life believed in a religious cause that for her was supposed to bring about peace and better living. There are many possibilities of what her wish was and what her overall goal was. I'm just trying to throw out different perspectives and ideas here. Maybe in trying to take on all the despair of saving all the magical girls by making whatever wish she made, her once hopeful state of being became dark and negative. Or maybe if this was her wish, it was too much for her to handle, which resulted in her falling into despair. There's also a chance maybe she was even betrayed in some way by the very people she was trying to help through her wish. Like, imagine if a magical girl version or non-magical girl version of Walpurgisnacht discovered the truth of magical girls from Cube, but tried to tell the other girls about it, only they did not believe her. I mean, it makes sense because Cube implied that girls did find out about the magical girl system in the past and always reacted in an angry manner, just like how Sayaka, Kyoko, and Madoka reacted in a similar fashion. I imagine there's a chance Walpurgisnacht caught on to Cube's plan and tried to warn the other other girls before becoming a magical girl, and no one believed her. Maybe in the same way no one believed Homura at first, and even after making her wish, maybe she was able to save some people at first, but over time it backfired. Maybe Kyubey tricked her in some way and found a way to turn the girls against her, which is why she fell into despair. I mean, I would not put it past him, seeing as he has been known to be a trickster and would never allow the other girls who made wishes to know the full implications of making their wish, and obviously wanted to keep it that way while still getting what he wanted from them in the end. But yeah, based on everything I mentioned, Walpurgisnacht is a magical girl made some type of wish to connect magical girls together, and it failed, which is why the result is the witch that connects to other witches and is considered the strongest witch in history outside of Madoka's witch form. But while it is true that Walpurgisnacht failed in her attempt to connect humanity together, Madoka herself obviously represents a version of Walpurgisnacht that was able to succeed. It's amazing to think that though Walpurgisnacht failed to bring about her own version of peace to humanity, she was still able to act as a catalyst to helping peace to finally be realized, in forcing Madoka to act each time she appeared, combined with the obvious role Homura played, constantly rewinding time, increasing Madoka's karmatic destiny. This might also be why these two have such an endearing moment toward the end of the Madoka anime. It's beautiful to think that Madoka could have brought salvation to the one who attempted to do the same for magical girls beforehand. Despite failing in her attempt, she was finally able to help bring about peace in her own way, and was given peace by the person she helped raise into continuing her cause in the form of Madoka. I'm gonna let you guys come up with your own theories as to what type of wish Walpurgisnacht made in the series that led to her falling into despair. So let me know in the comments below, from your perspective, what sort of wish do you think Walpurgisnacht made to unite people that would be on the level, or at least similar to the wish Madoka made regarding all magical girls, and how do you think the wish backfired and led to her becoming a witch who binded other witches to her and created a massive amount of destruction? I mean, cause whatever wish it was, it had to be on a grand scale, looking at the results of her after she became a witch who is considered the strongest in history before Madoka existed. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and who knows, maybe the best comments will be featured in a future video. Anyways, until next time, this is Mommy Sexual signing out. Peace!